Good day, everybody. This is Samir Khalid. I'm a Trust Certified Accountant. As we know that SpaceX has been listed to the stock market, and this is a historical day for the finance. And I'm pretty sure that there are lots of people who want to put their money on SpaceX, but they are afraid. They do not know the basics, they do not know the fundamentals. So in this video, I'm gonna try my best to explain the basic things before you, as an average person who may have very limited amounts of knowledge in terms of finance and stock markets. You should know about it, and you should take your decision whether you want to put your money in that or not. All right. So the first thing that we have to understand is that a great company can still be a terrible investment if you overpay. So as we know that all of the companies of Elon has been doing great. It's more than the things that we could ever fathom. It's amazing. However, right now the price of the stock market, price of the SpaceX has been so overvalued or hype. It has been valued in hype manner. Why? Because one of the greatest things that has impact on the share prices, what is that? Investors' expectation. So everybody, as we know that Elon is just one person who has reached $1 trillion. So it means that he has a monumental impact on the share price of the company. And everybody is expecting him to do well. For that reason, this positive expectation is the reason that this company has been growing so fast. So, but you have to understand that what is the drawback of that? It might be overvalued, but because the share price is not basically the value of the company. So if you see a company has a bigger share price, it does not mean that the company has more value or is going to have more value in the future. There are lots of things that you have to analyze, at least look at it before you take your decisions. All right. One of the other things that I want to share is that the most investors do not lose money because they invest in bad companies. They lose money because of their bad behavior. For example, FOMO, fear of missing out. When they see that a company is doing well and everybody is investing in that company, they just want to throw all of their money in that company and they lose a lot of money. Also herd mentality. When they see that everybody is doing it, they just want to do it because they think that, okay, everybody is doing it, it must be something good. I do not say that they're not risk takers. They are absolutely risk lovers. They do that. Nobody does that except the person who is so brave. So they have the herd mentality. When they see majority of the people are doing it, they do that. So they buy during the hype. Right now, it might probably be the biggest hype of the value of the SpaceX that we see, because it has been initially actually listed to the stock market. Everybody is going to buy that, and more demand means the value of the company, the share price will go up, right? So you might not want to buy during the hype. You might try to wait a little bit. If the hype a little bit slows down, then you can take your decisions. All right. So, and one of the other behaviors that they make is selling during the panic. So when something bad happens, they just sell their shares in the company, and they do not know when to sell it. They do not know when to buy it. So for that reason, they lose a lot of money. So you have to not have the herd mentality. You should not have the mentality of I should buy this share because everybody is buying it. I do not want to be missing out on anything. And for that reason, I know people personally, they lost hundreds of thousands of dollars when they have that kind of mentality. So you have to be careful. And one of the basic things that people do, the people who do not know anything about investment, they might probably just throw their money based off luck And some of the people who have a little bit of understanding, they see the profit of the company. However, the profit, the accounting profit, it has nothing to do with whether the company is successful or not. Because you can actually adjust it. There are lots of factors that you can, that is related to the previous year, and you are actually projecting that to the current year. It can be easily manipulated, the accounting profit. You have to look at the cash flow of the company. Cash flow is like the blood in the streams of a company. So basically, if you are one of the fundamental parts in terms of whether a company is valued or not is what? Whether the company has enough cash or not. So you have to look at that factor or not. You can find it on their public website easily. You can Google it. You can find those kind of information. And when you buy SpaceX, you're not actually buying just SpaceX, right? Maybe in terms of papers, you're just buying SpaceX, but you are basically buying Starlink, launch businesses, AI assets, XAI integration, government contracts, and future projects. So these companies are, whether subsidiaries of the SpaceX are they're directly related, they're associates of the SpaceX. So their performance has a direct impact on the share price of the company. So before buying this, you have to understand that the performance of these companies that I just named will definitely have an impact on the share price of the SpaceX in the future. So if you go and evaluate whether Starlink is doing good, Starlink has enough cash flow, whether the political stance of the governmental contracts are good or not. So these kind of things would definitely impact the share price, and it's gonna increase or decrease your money. So you have to be aware of that as well. One of the biggest risks that I personally think that the SpaceX has is that it is high valuation. It has high valuation. Something has high valuation. For example, the Bitcoin. Why the Bitcoin has a higher price than the other coins? Because there are lots of factors, but one of the biggest factors is that it is the first, one of the first coins that was there. So it's just the face of it, the face of the cryptocurrency. And what the Elon is doing actually is just like that, because Elon is gonna the first person in history probably that reaches more than $1 trillion in net worth. So whatever he does, it's gonna be overly valuated because everybody's gonna expect the best from Elon. So that is one of the reasons that it might be overvalued. And in the near future, based on its performance, its market price might drop. So it's very important to understand. And also, one of the biggest risks of these companies are SpaceX is that it's dependent on one person. It is dependent on one person. I'm going to repeat that. It's dependent on one person, Elon Musk. So whatever he says, whatever he does, whether he's gonna get the public perception, good public perception or bad public perception, whether he's gonna have a political stance in here or there, is definitely going to impact the valuation of his companies. And if you buy shares in the SpaceX, it's gonna definitely impact your investment as well. So you have to understand that. Whatever happens to Elon, whatever Elon says is going to definitely have a positive or negative impact on all of these trillion-dollar companies. So you have to be aware of that as well. One of the things that people do not talk about is execution on future projects. So as we see that the projects that these companies have, Elon has, is so optimistic. It's actually something good. We have to have an insane human like that. However, the execution risk is very high. Like the engineering execution is really high. the fact that you're going to go to Mars or not, the fact that you're going to like build the rockets based on the sustainable resources that you have on Earth or not. Like, it is a monumental engineering challenge that it's gonna. So when they reach their goal, that is the best scenario. But most probably, if they do not reach it, it's gonna decrease the share price, and that is very important to understand. I think that you might probably wait for the next project that they have, and you might do some analysis beforehand. If the analysis goes down, probably it's going to impact the share price, and you might buy shares. So basically that was it. Right now it's so unpredictable. The people who take a lot of risk right now are going to be paid a lot. However, I'm afraid if the company is overpriced and if you put a lot of money in it, and after 1, 2, 3 projects that is probably, for example, it failed, its future price will go down, and after that the people's expectation would change, that these companies won't work and people are not going to go to Mars and this kind of stuff. So this will also affect the share price more, and it's going to be valued less. But that is the worst case scenario. However, if you have another kind of expectation from the company, you have to look at the specific projects of the SpaceX beforehand. You have to go to their public website. You have to understand what are they going to do before it is broadcasted to the world. And if you expect that is going to go do well, that project is successful or not, you have to take your decisions based on that, like buy the shares beforehand or sell the shares beforehand if you think that the project is not going to be successful. But it's going to be a very exciting journey. If you have any other question, you can comment it down below. I'm going to do my best to answer that. Thank you.